So the last thing I'm going to throw off the hump today is a saucer. And a saucer is just a small plate that we use under teacups. Again, if you're trying to get a saucer to be perfectly set to a teacup bottom, then you'd want to know how big your teacup bottom was, or you would just need to note how big your saucer center is for when you trim your teacups. And I'm going to separate out some of this clay, get it centered. Saucers don't need to be very big. I mean, it just depends on the size of your teacup and your tea set. But usually I'll open saucers like I do anything else. Less like a plate, more like a bowl. And start pulling that outward, kind of like you do a bowl, depending on the style bowl you're making. Start moving that clay out. Turn my speed down here as this gets thinner. I'm also going to use a rib, and I'm going to start to shape this. I'm going to fold it down so it's more of a plate, less of a bowl. And obviously you have to be careful doing this. You can't push it too far. And depending on the style saucer you're making, it'll be more rounded than others. So I kind of like a saucer that's got a little bit of a boldness to it and has a nice seat for a cup in the bottom. Kind of like with the rim of a plate, you can decide how much distinction you want there to be between that, how much of a 90-degree angle you need. You can make it really sharp and have a nice flat seat for that cup. And then have slightly rounded lip. You gotta be really delicate when you get thin like this. Slow down your wheel, take your time. I'm gonna try to take off some of this extra clay here. Have a nice transition between the wall and the floor. And then I also need to make sure the rim of my saucer is nice and level, so it might be a little off.